Life is, metaphorically speaking, a game. And for the purposes of this conversation, a game of football. And every player who gets on the football pitch has to have three frames of mind that would help them in playing this game. Number one, they have to believe in their ability to play the game. Number two, they have to believe in their capacity to learn how to play the game even better. And number three, they have to appreciate the possibility of a win, the possibility of a loss, and even worse, the possibility of an injury. And when an injury happens, a player has three options also. Number one, they can decide to stick in the game and play with a limp. Does that make them a better player? No. It makes them a liability to the team. Number two, a player can decide to get on that stretcher, get the attention they need, get on the journey of recovery, and after that, get back to the game of football or get another game to play, say golf, depending on the injury and how the recovery went. But number three, and where I want to stick a little longer again, is when a player decides, I am going on the recovery process, probably sometimes don't follow through, but deep in their heart, they have decided, I am not getting back on that pitch again. I am not going to face the possibility of getting hurt again. I am not going to play anymore. They lose, they get stuck in the heart. They get stuck in the place where they got hurt, and they lose the significance and the beauty and the color that came with the game. They lose the passion with which they pursued this game. And it is in this place that, following from where we left about the healing journey, that we need to get to a point in our lives and begin to appreciate the importance of getting on the recovery process and the possibility of letting ourselves interact with life again after that. Here are 5 reasons why getting on the recovery journey is an important step that you can take today. Number 1, it is important because if you do not heal, you will bleed on people who did not hurt you. You will bleed on things that did not hurt you. And sometimes these are not even things that are hurting you more. This could actually be very positive things. Imagine this scenario. We are sitting around a table, 3 guys and 2 ladies. And when the tea comes, one of the guys decides to serve everybody a cup of tea and even offers to add sugar to our tea. And when he's done and sits down, one of the ladies offers, hey, man, you're such a gentleman. Your wife must be a very happy lady. And in this instance, the brother gets on his chair and demands to know why this conversation has to do with his wife. And you know what? Later he comes down and tells everyone, hey, you know what? Last month, I went through a very painful breakup. No one on that table knew, but a compliment became something else that had nothing to do with the people on this table. And this happens in many other instances, at the workplace and in the bus station or in the traffic jam or in a meeting where you're having an argument with someone, and then you bring things that do not belong here, which belongs to a past, into this place. If you do not heal, then the wound that you are not nursing is going to bleed on things that had nothing to do with the heart. Number 2, when you heal, when you take on the path of healing, then you get to the place where you can free yourself from the pain of the trauma. The burden of the pain of trauma is so heavy. If you want to go fast and go very far, then do not drag your burdens, the burdens of the past, along the path. And one of the ways of putting down these burdens is going through the healing process. And number 3, the reason why it is important to go through the healing process is because you are able to rewrite your story even when you cannot change your history. Someone once said, today is the first day of the rest of your life. So you can as well begin today. Someone else said the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The other best time is now. You can begin to plant the tree of a good life. You can begin to plant the tree of a life that is abundant. Number 4, when we take on the journey of healing, then we invite ourselves, or rather we open our hands to experience life in all its color. See, life is such a spectrum of events. Life is a spectrum of 0 to whatever number you want. All the possibilities are there. But when you get stuck by a traumatic event, or when you get stuck in a place where you got hurt, then it means that you can only experience life up to a certain level, because then you cannot let yourself connect with people deeply. You cannot let yourself connect with things at a deeper level. You become like the person who only deals with one color out of all the colors of the rainbow, and never know the beauty of the diversity of the colors of the rainbow, because they have been hurt. They only know the color they only know life in one color. We need to get on this healing path so that we can get ourselves to the place where we can experience life more deeply, more authentically, and in a place where we can connect with people, and connect with events, and connect with things, and connect with nature in a way that is more authentic, and in a way that is deeper. And the last one, and very important, when we get on the journey of healing, we allow closure in the events that caused us pain. We allow ourselves to get to a place whereby we can start accepting, we can start adapting, and we can start advancing, so that we don't every other time remember the place where we were hurt and still want to dwell there in the pity parties of what happened there, in the pity parties of why someone did what, in the pity parties of why me. No, you bring closure to whatever happened to you, and then you can pick your life from there and move on. You see, in this game called life, and we had agreed that we are going to call it football, you will get in this game and you have to understand that you have the ability. Every one of us has potential in them to play in this game. Every one of us has the potential in them to keep building their capacity, even to playing better. But we also have to appreciate the fact that bad things will happen. We have to appreciate the fact that shift happens, and sometimes the F is silent. And we need to pick from there and understand that we can still rise up. We can still rise up and begin to heal. We can rise up and begin to heal. And like someone once told me very powerfully as I close, that do not wish to go back to a person you were before you went through whatever you went through that hurt you. You have the ability to build a new you, because every aspect of your life, every stage of your life, every phase of your life, like the one you are in right now, the phase of life that you are in right now calls for a new version of you that you are able to grow. Thank you.